Seoul.
We are back to one of my favorite places, South Korea. After a 15-hour flight with fantastic legroom on Korean Air, I'm so happy to see Namsun Tower in Seoul. Here it is, 2025, March. We're back in Seoul at last, at Namdaemun Market and at the gate to the city. My wife first took me to Namdaemun Market in 2019. When we returned in 2022, the crowds were greatly reduced post-pandemic. This year, I was so happy to see the original crowds and hustle and bustle returned. My height puts my head about a foot above the crowd, so no claustrophobia for me. There are many themed cafes in Seoul. This one is a cat cafe where you can enjoy your caffeine surrounded by four-legged friends. My favorite pitchman is still at Namdaemun Market. And street food for every taste, from dumplings to pig trotters. I always enjoy the whimsical toys. We rented our internet card for 4 weeks. It worked so well here. Then it was time to exchange money, and we got it at a great rate. We continued on, walking along the scenic Cheonggyecheon River, which runs through the heart of Seoul. Our next stop was Dongdaemun and the Kangjang Market, with one of the most amazing food courts I've ever seen. The variety of Korean delicacies seems endless. I almost lost my wife in the crowd. Of course, Kangjang Market also has merchandise from colorful bolts of fabric to traditional shoes to Korean hanbok dresses and so much more as one of the largest shopping districts. Next door is the Dongdaemun Gate and the Fortress Wall of Seoul, built during the Joseon Dynasty, which lasted from 1392 to 1897. One of the high points of any trip to Seoul is the food. Here's a compilation of some that we enjoy. This moving scallop shell is a favorite advertising piece on Myeongdong Street. And when you see Michelin awards, you know there will be a long line to get into the restaurant. We decided to return in the mid-afternoon when the lines were shorter, and then enjoyed incredible noodles and dumplings along with a variety of side dishes. Delicious! Mashisoyo! The best dining experiences are when we join Hanju's friends. At many restaurants, you're packed in next to other parties, but it's just part of the fun. As seen in K-dramas, this is Ujillo Street. Young people call it Hip Jillo Street because of its fun, hip vibe. We enjoyed dried squid along with soju, the Korean national drink. It's a vodka-like spirit made from sweet potatoes. And after eating a huge meal, it's customary to move from the restaurant to one of the hundreds of cafes located on almost every corner. There you enjoy tea or coffee and mouth-watering pastries and breads. American coffee giant Starbucks is here too. Their holiday coffee display is still outside.
The beautiful Seoul Station is always a pleasure to visit. Today, we'll catch a subway to the college town of Hongdae, and later in the week, a bullet train to the port city of Busan. I love the beautiful, efficient, clean subway of Seoul. Here are greeting posts for different countries. The GOTO Underground Mall in the subway is the largest underground mall in Seoul with approximately 620 stores along its two 880-meter alleys, complete with live musicians. One terminal features caricatures of stars from the Korean film industry and photos of upcoming film releases. I always enjoy hearing the subway song for arriving trains. Located in Seoul's Napo district, Hongdae is famous for its urban arts and indie music, local shops, clubs, cafes, and outdoor entertainment. We were here on a Saturday night, and the shopping streets and outdoor entertainment was in full swing. Being a college town, there's plenty of arcades for date night, and the shops and clubs are much more liberal here. And it's not all K-pop, even some good old rock and roll. The Kangjang River, or Han River, is the fourth longest river in South Korea and flows through Seoul. It is a popular destination for picnics, eating ramen, cycling, and enjoying nature. Cherry blossoms were starting to bloom as we arrived. If you arrive unprepared, you can rent blankets, umbrellas, tables, and tents. And of course, there is a huge ramen store where you can find any flavor you desire. There's microwaves for you to prepare your ramen before you head back to the river to enjoy the sights or the music. At night, we walked along the Cheonggyecheon River on the way to the Dongdaemun Stadium Memorial. This breathtaking piece of architecture was built after the stadium was demolished in 2007. It's loaded with sports memorabilia. What better to do on a rainy day than head to Dongmyo Street to browse the Vintage Market. It's loaded with stores selling vintage clothing and accessories. Back in Myeongdong, don't miss the huge almond store with an amazing variety of flavors. While in Seoul, we got to see a huge rally about the impeachment of President Yoon. But in the rest of the city, it was quiet with business as usual. In Paris, La Louvre has a pyramid. Worry Bank has one, along with art sculptures. Olive Young is a famous cosmetic franchise and a must-stop shop for young and older ladies alike. As we get ready to head back to Seoul Station for the train ride south to the city of Busan, check out this view of the gorgeous Incheon Airport where we arrive and depart from South Korea. Gamsahamnida. Thank you for watching. I am Jeff, along with my wife, Hyunju. Please join us for our next episode in Busan, South Korea. Please like and subscribe so you don't miss the next episode.